Ready to have some fun? Let's do it.
Be honest, I'm a nature freak.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. All kinds of happy little things going on. And if it doesn't make you happy, you're doing the wrong thing.
Sweet. Do you remember those like Incredible Hulk gloves? Like as kids that you'd like, there was like, you put your hand in it and they had, those were the best, dude.
Yeah. What happened to those?
You know,
They still make them, I think.
There's a warehouse of just, you bust in a warehouse just full of Hulk gloves.
Those are so cool. They need to make like the Thanos gauntlet thing with those. I'd wear one of those now.
They do make those, right? The gauntlet.
I don't know. I kind of want one. It'd be super cool.
Wear some on your feet. Wear the Hulk ones on your feet. I mean, if they make the Hulk hands, they might as well make the Hulk feet.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Josie, are you working over here at the same time?
No, I'm trying to get the logo up over here. I'm struggling though.
Wow.
I couldn't find where.
You're trying to show off those wedding pictures, huh?
This is all pregame talk. Then.
Yeah.
Well, we know where we stand now.
No, she's trying to show off the wedding pictures.
Yeah, that I finally got.
Finally. I'm sorry.
After like 6 months.
Yeah, don't bring that up.
But
now we're talking.
Yep.
Are you guys a fan of Neil Diamond?
I don't know who that is.
I've heard of him, but I've never heard of any songs.
You've got to be kidding me.
You
don't know who Neil Diamond?
No.
You guys aren't diamonds in the rough?
I know who he is. I've never heard any of his songs, though.
Oh, man.
I am a diamond in the rough, but I don't know who that is.
Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Well, I know that song.
Yeah.
That's Neil Diamond, right?
I did not know that.
Do now.
I just knew the song.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
Sweet Caroline.
he has some awesome classics. Neil Diamond is an American sweetheart. He absolutely... You know, if you're an American, you have to know who Neil Diamond is. So, get with it. But no, so like Neil Diamond, I've always found really interesting. He's like one of the singers. There's several out there in the world, but it's like I always feel like he talks and he doesn't really sing. He just like talks a lot through his music. You know, if you guys have never heard Neil Diamond, this conversation is going nowhere.
But Sweet Caroline definitely sounds like singing to me.
Yeah, well, it's like he just talks like he sings like that, but it's like almost like theatrical.
Huh.
You know, it's like you know, when people are singing like lines off of a stage or something, it almost sounds like that. And then I try to like compare him to other musicians that would sing like that, but I don't even know. Is there anyone that you guys listen to that's like not really singing but kind of talking through it?
Well, personally, so Jake listens to Johnny Cash, and I feel like he sings that way, and I don't like it. To me, it's annoying.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, it's like some of his songs are he's just kind of talking through it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's with music, so it's singing technically. Yeah.
Man, his music's wild. Johnny Cash is a very interesting dude.
Yeah, he has like kind of a wide range of like what his music is like.
Yeah, I was at a church one time, and they it was Easter. And they did his rendition of
Ain't No Grave.
Bro,
Yeah.
Let's go.
That got me fired up, dude.
Yeah.
That was so sick.
You know, Bethel has recently, like as in like a couple years ago, they did a rendition of that too. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I didn't know
man.
that. That's cool.
It just keeps on. Do you know who Boss Skaggs is?
No.
Oh man, guys.
Skaggs?
Uncultured swine.
What a bad last name to have.
Well, he is. I think it's Boz Skaggs. I think he's like a blues musician, but he has like a niece or a granddaughter that plays in Bethel for that song.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think she sings that song. I'm pretty sure. And so, since you guys don't know who he is, you definitely aren't going to know who she is.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really know many artists. I don't know when they were like popular, but if they weren't popular in like the late 90s to now, I won't know them.
Late 90s. When you say late 90s, do you mean 97 to 2000 or like 98 to 2000?
Like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC coming about.
Oh my God.
That's the early 2000s.
Early 2000s
right?
for sure. Like Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. That
Yeah,
wasn't
but they
late 90s.
started the
Pearl
late
Jam.
90s. That's when they started.
Yeah, but also like
But that's what I'm
late
saying.
90s, like Nirvana,
And, like, 98
Origins of the Foo
Degrees.
Fighters.
No, just like really any boy bands, because my mom really liked boy bands.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
we're speaking two different
So 98
languages.
Degrees, yeah, all of them.
Yeah, I think you can learn a lot about a person by the type of music that their mom or dad listens to. Can you imagine hearing music for the first time in your adult, like as an adult, how crazy that would be?
Yeah, it probably sound like garbage, you know? It's like, because you're not used to, like, hearing, especially something as loud, like in a car stereo or something.
Yeah.
Or just, like, I think about even, like, live music, because it can be really loud as well.
Yeah.
It's like never hearing it and walking into. It's like, okay, so the first people recorded that saw a movie, it was a footage of a train coming towards the screen. Do you guys know about this?
Yeah.
And the people in the movie theater started jumping out of
Yeah.
their seats, diving out of the way because they thought a train was going to bust through the screen. So I put that in perspective of like hearing music, hearing like live music, loud music. Imagine that was the first time people saw a movie. Imagine what your reaction would be the first time you see Britney Spears on stage. You know,
Yeah.
Bro,
what would that sound be like?
that'd
Yeah.
be crazy. That'd be absolutely wild.
We should get a poll of a bunch of deaf people that get those cochlear implants
Yeah,
and
and
then
can
like set
hear.
them that have never heard in their life and then set them down. Cue Taylor Swift, have Taylor Swift ready, and we will surprise a bunch of deaf people.
Just run it.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first song that you like that you not probably first heard, but like when you were a kid, like the first song that you like remember hearing? Do you remember what that was?
Oh,
Just curious.
I feel like it's in like the wheelhouse of like VeggieTales or something.
Oh, for real?
Or like just first sounds in general or first song?
Yeah, like
what did you say?
thinking back when you were a kid. Do you remember like the first song? Like just trying to remember the first song that you heard.
Wow.
Mine's definitely a 98 Degrees song for
Is
sure.
it? I don't
Really?
know. I don't know who 98 Degrees is actually.
It's a boy band. They weren't as popular as
Wasn't Mark Wahlberg's brother in that?
it was.
Isn't it crazy that he's Marky Mark?
I want to know what happened to the Funky Bunch. What are they out there
They
doing?
fell off, dude.
Yeah, the Funky Bunch. Bob Marley had the Wailers. The Wailers are still touring.
Yeah, I don't know. What
Where are you
happened.
at, Funky Bunch?
For real. Shout out Funky Bunch.
What if they're like, oh, they had to change their name or something? They got too popular. The paparazzi was destroying their
For real.
destroying their family life.
Yeah, 98 Degrees was Nick Lachey, Drew Lachey, Jeff Timmons, and Justin Jeffrey.
You sing a song like part of a track.
I will not sing, but I'm pretty sure the like first song that I can remember is probably "My Everything" by 98 Degrees. My mom loved them. They have a Christmas album too, and so love that Christmas album to this day.
Very
So
cool.
good.
My mom had a bunch of cassettes in her old Blazer that she'd drive.
Dude, my mom had a Blazer too.
And so, what is going on, dude? The more I feel like we have found out more about our lives in filming these
Dude, no
things.
joke. My song memory is in my mom's Blazer too. Actually,
Oh my god!
please, if it's the same song, I'm gonna spaz.
Well, I'm scared now. I feel like we're entering the Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah.
Her blazer was like a black blazer.
Okay, mine was blue and red. So
Okay, all right. So
different.
back to normalcy. Okay. So she had a bunch like Hank Williams Jr. and she had a bunch of Creed. And she had some, and she had let's go. And she had some VeggieTales cassettes for me in the backseat.
very cool.
So I remember like Country Boy Can't Survive is probably one of my first, but I would have to say Higher or With Arms Wide Open by
Yep.
Creed.
Dude, that's
those are in
amazing,
the
bro.
repertoire. I don't remember any of the VeggieTales outside of the theme song,
Right.
Dude,
or the Chocolate Bunny song, but that's really about it.
Of course, you'd remember Creed, bro.
So
Creed
those are
is way better than the VeggieTales.
Yeah,
You kidding me?
When
You
you
kidding
start
me?
with Creed, it's like, okay, how do you top that
Bro,
bar?
literally.
Skies, you're starting with Skies, the limit.
dude.
Everything else is just downhill.
Dude, all the time, I'll just like randomly, just around people, just randomly start like quoting songs, and Arms Wide Open is like my favorite one to do. Like you do it like you're talking. I'll just say, I just heard on the news today, it seems my life is gonna change. And people are like, what's wrong?
Yeah. You gonna have a baby or something?
Yeah, exactly. And I just bust into the chorus.
Yeah.
No, dude, for me, I think the first song, and it's so funny, is probably Dragula by Rob Zombie. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the stuff my parents. I think it's because it was so scary. Like I'd like literally just be sitting in the Blazer, just like, what the heck is this song, dude?
It just burned inside of your brain.
Literally.
Whatever the fear cortex in your brain just locked in with that one.
I
as a
remember
kid.
it like talking about like this one. It might not be Dragula, but it's Rob Zombie talking about like the festering like worms and just things like that. And it's just like, oh my gosh, as a kid hearing that, not good. Shout out mom. Thanks,
Yep.
mom. Shout out. Dude, my mom listened to like Snoop Dogg too and like Pac all the time.
Oh wow.
It was so sick. Dude, we had the Blazer was subbed out too.
Yeah.
Are you
Poppin'.
Pac people or are you Biggie people?
I'm neither.
Where do you fall
She
on
has
the West?
no idea.
Well, if you haven't heard of Neil Diamond, maybe you haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe you
I
haven't
know
heard of-
them.
Yeah.
I just never listened to them, and I know like all the conspiracies behind
Oh, for real?
Tupac, of course.
Yeah,
but
Well, there's conspiracies behind Biggie too.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that.
So you're not
I
like,
like Biggie, I guess. My mom listened to a little bit,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
but not really. I
Interesting.
don't remember listening to any Tupac.
Well, if you
growing up.
had to guess, who would you be more? What side
Probably
would?
Biggie.
Probably Biggie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that a controversial take?
No. I mean, it's either. It
No,
says
it's just a defining
So
characteristic.
it's not like
It
a
is,
Kendrick
actually.
versus Drake type situation.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is.
similar because
Oh.
West Coast versus East Coast.
But
Tupac was West Coast,
there's a
Biggie's
wrong
East
choice
Coast.
in that too. If you choose Drake, you're wrong.
See, now you can see
So
where
that's
we're
why I was
coming
wondering,
from.
is my take controversial? Because if you
No,
pick
I think-
Drake, that's controversial.
I think Tupac and Biggie might be a little different right now. It just says more about your. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little different.
Well, I think like the style of in which they wrote lyrics, the way they performed was very different.
Oh yeah,
and so
yeah,
I mean,
fine. It's still like it's
it's
still
a little
deep part
different
of-
than the
yeah.
Drake. What is it, Kendrick Lamar, right?
Yeah, Kendrick
You'll have to
Lamar.
explain that one to me a little bit better in a minute because I kind of know that one, but I know the Tupac and the Biggie thing a little bit better. But I'm Tupac. Tupac.
Tupac.
Tupac. Yeah. I'm Tupac all day long. What about you?
Yeah, I actually love East Coast rap a lot more than I do West Coast. I just like the sound of it a lot more. It just feels
Like
more
like POD.
POD.
Oh no. Oh, MOP. POD. It's a different man.
POD. Yeah.
MOP,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then who's the other one that is Shook Ones? Who sings Shook Ones?
Oh, who is that? I can't remember.
Is it part 1, part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Mob Deep.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Wu Tang's also East
Yeah, they're
East Coast.
New
I mean,
York.
that's like after. That's not the same time
Yeah,
as
but still,
Biggie, but
yeah,
they're
still,
from.
they're West. Yeah, they're
Are they
East
from
Coast.
Staten?
Yeah.
Staten Island. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love. It's so funny. I actually did this twice in middle school. We had to like choose a paper to write about, and mine both times I wrote about Biggie and Tupac was like the conspiracy theory stuff behind them.
Oh, the conspiracy behind it. You know,
Yeah.
with Tupac, there's a really good case for. Have you heard of? I think it's Casanova the Don, the artist Casanova the Don. So there's theories that is actually Tupac. Tupac survived. He didn't really die, and that he's been living somewhere and hiding.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like he has released
Oh, yeah.
music through the name, through the pseudonym or whatever, through Casanova the
Really
Don.
interesting.
Just because I think that was his he was really big into Machiavelli.
Yeah, that's what. Yep.
Theory of like faking your own
Yep,
death,
I'll be back,
and
yeah.
I think Casanova the Dawn was either an album name that he came out with,
Mm-hmm.
one of his albums, I believe, but he used that in reference. And so there's an artist named Casanova the Dawn, which sounds eerily similar.
Really?
And like whoever the artist is does this whole like the shtick behind Casanova the Dawn, the artist. He doesn't like reveal his face and he doesn't do interviews and stuff, but his music is amazing. And he came out.
Interesting.
He
I've
came
never-
out with a song years ago now, but it's describing the night that that event happened at the MGM Grand with
Really?
Tupac's supposed death.
Huh.
Talks about
Suppose it.
yeah, well, it talks about surviving. that,
Interesting.
or
That's a
it
good.
gives reference to it. So
That's
that
a good
just-
angle. I should have done that, dude. Just pretend I was
Yeah.
Tupac.
So what's funny is like there's a guy in the band that was in the worship team at the Jar that he was writing a paper about conspiracy theories, and I was telling him about this, and he started taking notes in the green room. He started about Casanova the Dawn. He's like, "Can you send me some links real quick?" He wrote a paper about about that whole like the theory of like Tupac. So is that what you wrote yours on, like the
Yeah.
beef or like the theory
The
that they're
beef.
both
I wrote about
alive?
the beef. I'm like fascinated by hip hop beefs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like I wrote about like the beef about it and kind of what led to it and everything like that, like the backstory behind it and stuff. Because
That's crazy.
yeah, but it was interesting.
What do you think, just your independent research, what did it bring? Like, what do you think started that beef and kept it alive?
Well, I think those two dudes were like at that time, they were like the pinnacle of rap, right? Like they were like, it started to become like pop culture for like because of the two of them. And so I think anytime you have two people that are like just I don't know, just like at the top of the game and stuff like that, one of them has to be better than the other one. So I think that's pride is what is behind all of it. And then like relationship stuff got involved with it with different people. And then it just, became like a huge thing. The thing that started it was, I believe like Biggie had Pac come to his studio to record a song. And then in the elevator, he got like attacked. So like he got, I
got robbed and shot.
Yeah. And then so from that, Pac was like, oh, Biggie's like got it out for me. Like he tried to kill me on the way to the studio and stuff. And then it became just like it just blew up from that point. And then it was like, who shot you came out and all that stuff. And it just became just a crazy mess of stuff. But hip hop beef is wild. I'm dying to hear Josie's take on Kendrick and Drake. Will you explain it to us like we've never heard it before?
Yeah, I mean, this is like old news, man.
Yeah, let's
like,
hear it.
Do you actually know, or you?
No, I do.
Okay, because I definitely have no. I just have heard.
You can't Google it. This all has to be just off the top of the dome.
Okay, well then I'm gonna get the timeline wrong.
That's fine. Let's hear it though, off the top.
So like what started it? What's going on currently? What's the deal?
Rap Corner with Josie.
I guess I don't know exactly what started it. They just started like beefing. I don't know. I think like a.
Okay.
I think
interesting.
Well,
New topic.
actually, okay. So what started it is first Metro Boomin and Drake started having beef.
Metro Boomin.
They started having beef because like Drake.
Yep.
And Metro Boomin had like the same girl or something, like a girl was involved or whatever.
Yep.
So then Metro Boomin started dissing Drake and saying like he can't make a beat and stuff. And then Drake was like, well, why don't you sing? Like you can't do anything other than make a beat. And so they started having beef. Well,
paraphrase that.
Well, Metro Boomin is friends with Kendrick Lamar. Like they do a lot of collabs and stuff. And so they kind of came together. And so Kendrick, just by association, started getting beefed on by Drake.
Yeah.
And so then Kendrick started releasing all of these diss tracks about Drake, calling him a pedophile, saying that he has a kid that he doesn't know about and hasn't helped raise, like serious accusations and stuff. Yeah. And then like Drake released like a few, but his weren't very good. Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks are really good. They're like still on the charts.
Yeah,
they're really good. And then like after, I don't know which track it was that he dropped, but Drake got like shot at his house.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And so like I guess it was never confirmed that it was like tied to the beef or anything, but like
because one of the tracks, the cover of it was Drake's house from like a Google Maps
aerial view.
Image.
Yeah.
And it's like should not do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Drake was just attacking Kendrick, saying that like he's a bad father and that like his wife don't want him and that he's a wife beater.
His wife don't want him.
Yeah, and that he like beats his wife and like all this kind of stuff. And then Drake kind of gave up because he's a wussy and couldn't take the
Hot
heat.
take.
Couldn't take the heat. Well, because he couldn't keep up. Like Kendrick like dropped one, then Drake dropped one, and then Kendrick dropped two, like 2 days apart. And then Drake was like silent for weeks. Then he dropped one, but then he removed it because it probably wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And then Metro Boomin released a beat and was like, it's the BBL Drizzy beat. That's what it's called. And for anybody who's like, anybody can use this beat and make your own diss track for Drake. Yeah. And so then there was just like thousands of diss tracks for Drake at this point. And so I think that's kind of why Drake gave up, because he was just like, okay, the whole world's against me at this point. And
I'm excited to hear him come out with the track now. I'm wondering like, or just a song in general. I'm wondering where he's going to go from here.
Yeah.
But dude, it's so funny. I heard this comedian was talking about how, so the Kendrick song "Not Like Us" went, I mean, it's like topping
that's
charts,
the popular one.
and like in Apple Music it's like part of like today's hits, like it's in that playlist. And he's like, it's so funny for me to, like, the comedian was talking about, he's like, to think about how my grandma like just plays today's top music and she hears a song about like a rapper being like a pedophile and stuff, and it's like, dude, that would wreck your life, dude. It's not good. Not good.
So what happens now, Josie? Like where are they at?
Where do we go from
like,
here?
are they, gonna be friends again, or
no you're gonna have like separation. So
they're gonna ride off into the sunset?
So you're gonna have like you're just gonna have separation. Like Metro Boomin's never gonna do anything with Drake anymore or anything affiliated with him probably, and Kendrick is never gonna do anything with like that side of people anymore. Like I think you're just gonna have permanent separation between like people.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the video? It's like the dude's like, if church worship bands had rapper taglines.
No.
It's so funny. It's like there's one of them. It's like, Jesus made another one. Like they're actually like really funny. But
Yeah.
anyway.
I usually somehow get like on these rabbit trails where there's like these clips of just like worship music, or like at mega churches, whatever, people having like they say on accident horrible things in the mic.
Oh yeah.
And then you can see
Those are so funny, bro. Those are so funny.
it's like anxiety inducing.
Yeah, they're bad.
I'll watch them, and then like, because you can see the sheer panic in their face after what they just said.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
like, let's go to prayer.
And they just turn around like strumming, and they're
Yeah,
like, oh boy.
let's go to the next song. You know, it's so yeah. It puts me in a state of
Oh,
like
yeah.
shock, like I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
like hypersensitive.
Yeah, for sure.
anxiety.
Dude, a lot of rap talk though on this.
Lot of rap talk.
This pod. I like it.
A lot of music talk, a lot of rap talk. Oh, did you guys see that video that I sent you? That weird throat singing thing.
I waited.
I have not
waited for
watched
this.
it yet.
Okay,
It
so
also
we-
came in my phone like 6 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, Caleb, go to bed, dude.
Yeah, can't help it. Can't help it. The spirit's got a hold of me. Yeah. Do you want me to give context before? Or do you just want to watch the video and then I'll give context after?
Let's
Just watch it. Yeah.
Let's
All
just
right.
watch it.
Well, there's a short one and then there's the longer video. So
I have
maybe
the longer one. It's just
There's-
like a minute.
out of context, the short one's probably going to be a little bit more extreme. So
All right, let's do the short one.
If you want to ride the lightning, you guys
Let's jump in head
you guys
first.
decide.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. So yep. We might have to cut this out. That is the King of England. Getting after it. Mama's cooking.
What the heck, dude?
They're trying so
Dude,
hard.
she's dying.
So the king.
She's dying.
He's like crying.
And they're just not showing. Oh, this is that long one. They're not showing any signs of stopping. So the King of England is just.
Just this in the background.
He's there at Canada. That is the Northwest Passage. He's there to talk about climate change.
They're like really trying to appreciate it. They just cannot.
This is some sort of like ceremonial dance song that they're doing.
Bro, that's so funny.
I don't think it's very popular in England.
that is.
What are they doing? They sound like freaking animals.
Yeah, it's not good. Whatever's happening, dude. That is
Yeah.
so funny. That
So
reminds
give
me.
us some
That's
context.
literally like when you're like in class and you're trying to not laugh with your friend.
Yeah,
Those are the best.
in the back,
ones.
You're sitting there going,
just trying to hold it in.
Yeah, what the heck was that, dude?
I don't know. I feel like I experienced something I didn't want to,
Yeah, that took me somewhere I'm not sure I want to go back to.
and I'm the one that sent it.
And the first thing in the morning. just picture you just sitting in bed.
I got so into that because I just couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, it's
I, like,
weird.
I like found them as artists. They do that stuff at like bars.
You
and
found
stuff.
those two ladies as artists?
They do the same thing at like local venues and stuff, and it's the same type of dancing where they face each other
I
with
would
the mic. and
burn
they're-
the place down if I walked in and heard that.
Yeah, imagine you just walk in with
It's
some friends.
that's witches.
You haven't seen like 4 of your friends in 5 years. You're like, oh, it's been a while since a reunion, guys. It's just so good. It's been a long time since high
just
school.
two ladies
And you
just
walk into the, you just
blowing air
walk
on a
into a
microphone.
local bar, local venue, and you look up, and then you see that thing going on stage.
Bro, that's very weird. Very
Yeah.
weird.
Weird stuff, huh?
It's so funny. I've seen people laugh like when they're not supposed to is the
So
funniest
funny.
thing. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, especially when they're like, the king of a nation.
Dude, just goofing.
Yeah,
King of the
Yeah.
Nation is goofing off.
He's doing what we're all doing. He's thinking what we're all thinking. He is human.
Dude, that is
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah. On a side note, what a wild concept that'd be, huh? To be like 2024, and you'd be like the queen or the king of a nation. That'd be pretty
yeah.
wild. What do you
would
do
be
in
wild.
that scenario?
What would
Stomp
you do
on
if
the Drake beef? Like, what do you do there?
You're asking us what would we do if we were a king or a queen?
No, I was asking. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
I was asking the actual king, Charles.
the king or queen of like England, they don't really have any power anymore. They're
Right.
more just like a
Yeah.
idol. Well, maybe not an idol, but just like a
Icon.
icon. That was
Yeah.
the word I was looking for. And they're just there to, I don't know, just
pretty,
for old
just laugh
times.
at
Yeah,
weird
old times'
Inuit
sake.
people.
Just
They
be
have
there.
to be doing something because they exist. You know, I mean, I know it's not a voted thing, but like they have to do something.
What a philosophical statement that was.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have Parliament.
They
That's who
exist.
does all of the like laws and stuff.
I mean, they're not. Wait,
They have to be doing something. They exist.
I mean, I don't know how far we're going to get down the conspiracy theories with that, but yeah. So sorry, Josie.
Yeah,
we,
sorry.
We're getting ready to get into lizard people. What were you?
Sorry, it didn't take much. Just triggered us. Just fried our. The white just blacked
It's a
out.
problem. It's a real problem. I feel like wherever we go, it just ends up going down the.
to lizard people.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
lizard
yeah.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know anything about the king and queen at all.
Yeah.
I know it's like a big pop culture type thing. Like there's a lot of people are into it, but I could literally care less.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those things is like some people are really in it and then other people could care less.
do
Like
not
it has
care.
nothing to do with their day-to-day life. And I think generally most people, if it doesn't affect your day-to-day life, you don't really care.
If it
too
ain't
much.
America, I don't want it.
Yeah, well. Take that, Canada, China, anyone
All
out
of
of
ya.
NATO,
All of ya.
the NAFTA agreement. We just run down like a scroll list. Like, oh, yeah, look at that one right there.
So here's what the king and queen of England does. They sign approved bills that have been passed by Parliament. They deliver formal speeches from the throne. They appoint ministers and senior judges. And then they have a representational duty to basically be an example of following the, I guess, Constitution or whatever they have.
Yeah.
That signifies what you need to do to be a good person, I guess. So that's all they do. They don't really do much else.
Cool.
Parliament does the rest.
Okay. That's cool.
So they really do just sit there and look pretty.
Yeah.
I wonder what the specifics are and like who they appoint because it said like they appoint elected officials.
Yeah, I guess that's honestly the most power they have is they can pick some of those officials.
It's kind of a
but-
big deal. Like you're deciding the people who are making the decisions and stuff.
Yeah, they're not picking people in Parliament, but they're picking like judges. So
Yeah.
that can affect a lot.
Yeah, I can. Can you imagine how sick it would be to be like knighted by a king? I'm trying to be a knight. I'm trying to go over there and just be a knight. Just that thing.
But that doesn't have much to do with America. I thought you're all about America.
Do it here.
Yeah, we could start
4th
it
of
here.
July's over. We're not patriotic anymore.
Call up Kid Rock, have him knight me. I feel like that's the he'd be the one to do it here in
Yeah, I
America.
don't think there's anyone else that could be up for that. Kid Rock is kind of our royalty, I guess.
Yeah, he's our king.
Yeah.
Kid Rock's our king.
Yeah.
Actually, I hate Kid Rock's music.
That really did a 360 pretty quick.
Sorry.
Kid Rock's the best. I hate Kid Rock. Like maybe in like a 30-second time span.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. What do you hate, Kid Rock?
I just don't like his music, dude.
Yeah, it's not your flavor of
No, it's not my flavor.
rap. I feel like he's really done.
Did you
a lot
say
of
rap?
hip hop or rap? Is he? I
Kid
thought
Rock
he
is
was
not rap at all.
Well, like his first couple albums.
Dude, he's not rap.
Yeah, my name is
Kid Rock is not rap, dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't consider his first couple albums before he went country to be like.
I haven't even heard him actually, probably.
So what would you consider him to be?
He's considered an American musician, singer, rapper, and songwriter.
What was that second to last one?
Rapper.
That's weird.
I need to hear one of his original songs, I think, for me to make a judgment call. But
The stamp. Your
currently, right now, he's not a rapper now at all.
I don't think currently he is.
No,
Because,
not
like,
currently.
He's like changed to country.
What's a song that would be a rap song
like
of
off
his?
of his first couple albums, maybe his first album, the one where he has like I think like a mullet sort of thing. And he has like a top hat. I think he's in a trailer park.
Yeah, that sounds like exactly what it still
He's
is.
from
right now.
Detroit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
you did or you didn't?
I did know that. Yeah. Detroit.
Yeah,
This is called Cramp Ya Style.
they definitely have the craziest fans. The ICP.
Oh yeah, this is rap. This is rap.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
Young. This is young.
yeah.
Yeah, this
Impressive.
was from like 1993 or something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So really
Kid
early.
Rock, you
But-
might be that guy still.
But like I would say after 2008 though, he really started to go more country. Like because even in the early 2000s, I still felt like he was like borderline rap.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you know about like the shift for him? Like he went. Yeah, he started doing more like country collaborations, and even just his style of music just started to get kind of like a
Interesting.
hybrid between like rock, country.
Do you think he influenced what's happening right now? How all these rap dudes are going country?
Well, I definitely
Like
think
Posty?
he didn't hurt it. I
Yeah.
think he probably helped it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
It's interesting how that's happening right now.
what Lil Nas X was like the first one to do that, right? To really make
Well,
kind of
he
like
just kind of did like a
collaboration
song or
with
two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy
Billy
Ray
Ray Cyrus.
Billy
Yeah.
Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, it is interesting because like I feel like country music and like rap music are both genres where it's like you have to live the life that those two genres represent.
Yeah.
And so to like cross them over is so interesting because I feel like they're so like different from each other.
Well, see, I've actually heard like I've heard people make the argument that they have a lot more in common than either genre realizes. It's just
Really?
because really both like traditional country, not the pop with a twang
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
have today,
Yeah.
but like traditional country, like Johnny Cash or like George Jones, George Strait,
Mm-hmm.
Even the Outlaws of Country, Willie Nelson, Johnny
Yeah.
Cash too, but also like Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings. If you break down the lyrics and what they're talking about, it's just talking about the downtrodden, being poor, having nothing, trying to fight for everything you have, having a rough life. Even the words of "Ain't No Grave" that you referenced earlier, it's just like focusing on like the poor and the downtrodden, and like a lot of like lyricists and rap, they're kind of talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
And so
That's true, I guess.
Obviously completely different genre, completely different upbringing, completely different locations, style, etc. But when it comes down to like the cores of like the DNA of those genres, I kind of can see that argument for sure with both of them. But, so I think it's cool when they can make a crossover like that.
Yeah.
What's that artist you just named? Because I've heard one of his songs, one that's transferred over into country.
Post Malone.
Yeah. Post Malone.
Not Post Malone. There's one. It's like I think it's called like Tipsy or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
That's a terrible song.
What is his name though? The artist. It's like a B. Does it start with a B?
Shabu something.
Shabuzi.
Shabuzi. But like I know that might seem weird, but like I think it's cool when people can make that crossover. Do you guys not feel that same way?
No, I mean I think Post Malone's album is like banging right now. Like a lot of people dig it quite a bit. But he's interesting because like he moved to Utah, and so now it's cool how like his environment's like changed his like sound and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Music's nice like that because like it's representative. It's art. It's representative of who people are, and so I would like to just say people have always given Taylor Swift crap for changing genres, and now that everybody else is doing it, I'm like, people need to apologize to her because people were on her trail for a long time.
Taylor
Like,
Swift and Kid Rock, same vibe. They're like the
same vibe.
It's just pioneers, dude.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Pioneers. Similar hair too.
Yeah.
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 Taylor Swift did a song with Kendrick Lamar, so she's
Does she really?
Bad Blood featuring
Oh
Kendrick
yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Interesting.
I've only had like half a cup of coffee this morning.
Did you really?
Only half. Well, 25% of a cup
Two
of
sips.
coffee.
Dang, dude. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, good
Feeling
for you.
great.
I'm fully addicted to caffeine, like in a bad way.
What is a good way, as opposed to a bad way, of being addicted to caffeine?
To not be.
A good way would be to not drink
Not
coffee
be
at all.
addicted, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any addiction's good. It's all bad.
Yeah.
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 Well, really
Unless you're
depressing.
addicted to
Depressing.
Jesus. That's the only.
About said the
Word.
same thing.
Addicted to Jesus.
Addicted to Jesus.
Someone needs to make a shirt that says that.
I bet they're out there. I
Oh,
wouldn't
I'm
be
sure there
surprised.
is.
I saw these memes of like early 2000s churches where it's like the pastor has like earrings and like piercings and stuff, and it says my savior was also pierced. It's like, oh gosh,
Ugh.
cringe.
Speaking of cringe,
Get outta
do you
here.
know the whole what is his name? The I got friends in low places. What's his name? Oh, I'm almost there.
I'm gonna let you try to just guess it.
Do you know? And you're just letting me.
I'm just gonna
not
let you
let me rap.
Brooks.
Oh, I'll get it. I was almost there. When the thunder rolls, you know that song. So he tried to rebrand himself, and we're just in the world of rebranding and like cringeworthy stuff. I think Scott Gaines, was that his name or something like that? Kyle Gaines. Do you know what I'm talking about?
A lot of names, dude.
He like dyed his hair black, and he like straightened his hair. His alter ego. He came out with like one album.
This is a joke.
Not a joke. His life is wild.
A train wreck, it sounds like.
Yeah. Where are the bodies, Garth?
Where are they at, though? That's crazy.
What is his name, Josie?
Chris Gaines.
Chris
That's
Gaines.
the alter
Can
ego.
you show a picture to Kid Rock's protege, Nathan?
Bro, stop.
Yeah, that's Garth
Stop
Brooks.
it.
Oh, there's Chris. Greatest hits.
When did this come out?
A while ago.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
He's like Chris Angels.
1999.
Yeah. It was just like one
That
album,
is
I think, right?
crazy, dude. Why would you do that?
Well, just,
Finding yourself.
that
People
identity.
are always trying to, find their identity and stuff.
If you got friends in low places,
It'll
you got to
take you
try
there.
to find yourself. It's going to take you all kinds of places. Is that where you're going with that?
That's wild,
But speaking of Friends, the series that Chris has been on
What a transition.
has been
What a
killer.
transition.
I've been talking
Brought this up for
the
this.
whole statistic about like what 20 years ago on average people had like 6 friends.
Yeah, close
and-
friends. Like
close
Yeah.
friends. And like today, what is it like
one or two.
2? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I fit the book for that.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many friends would you say you have, Josie?
Not family.
What if she said 1 and then we had to guess which one of us it was? She just like never answered. Yeah. It's like 0.
I don't know. It's for me the definition of friends is hard because I feel like a lot of people consider me their friend, and I'm like I would consider them my friend too. But when I think of like close friends, I think of like when I was in college and would see my best friends like every single day, and I would just like go in their room and hang out until they got back from class and stuff. And now I just like don't have friends who I don't just show up at my friend's house and chill in their living room till they get home.
Yeah.
But I guess that doesn't mean like I don't have friends, but I don't know. It's just hard for me.
So for you, a friend is someone that you can just sit in their house when they come home.
No, a friend is like someone who you just like do like a lot of life together with. And so like I don't know, it's hard to as an adult to like have that, like especially now that I'm married.
Yeah.
It's hard to like have that like close like female friendship where we can just like do stuff all the time together.
Yeah. I think it's hard for dudes too to make friends. Obviously that's my experience, but
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Do you this might be kind of an odd question, but do you guys want friends? Like I feel like when people talk about things like friendship or my friends that I used to have, but this is where my life's at now, so it's just hard to have friends or to maintain friendship. But like, do you feel like a desire is there to have friendship?
Yeah, I've had that desire. I just feel like I don't know. I'm really bad at making friends too. All of my friends that I have befriended me, and I befriended them back. Like they started it, like all my friends I have, and I'm just a very loyal friend. So like once someone befriends me, I will be friends with them for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But they have to. I just have a hard time like initiating something and like knowing if people actually want to be my friend. So once they make it known, like, oh yes, I want to be a friend, then I do a lot better of a job like reciprocating that feeling or doing things that friends would do.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I have a hard time like being like, let's be friends, like how you are in kindergarten. You're my friend now.
So you just don't want to start it, but you'll be someone's friend.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. They
Yeah,
just
pretty
have
much.
to start. They have to start the fire.
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
You'll keep the flames going for
Yep.
years on years, but they have to start it.
Yep.
And I
Interesting.
need, it's
That's
kind of
cool.
mean, but I need like a low maintenance friend. Like I can't have someone who's like super needy.
Yeah. Oh,
Just-
yeah, of course.
Well, like some
I think
people.
for me, that's what friends are. Like,
super needy.
Really needy.
No, the other way. Like,
low
it's
maintenance.
Like, yeah. 'cause-
Yeah, I like being able to like some of my friends like I don't talk to for weeks at a time, but then when we do talk like on the phone or whatever, we'll talk for like an hour, and it's just like it's not awkward, it's not whatever, and I don't know. We just have lived life that way for a long time, and they're not super needy. Now, when there are times of need, I'm happy to, like, be there for them and, like, do stuff for them, like when my friends got divorced, and so I was happy to, like, be there for her a lot in that time. But, like, yeah, I can't deal with someone who, like, needs to call me, like, every 2 hours to tell me they saw a fly on the wall and stuff like that. I just can't. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. No, I think that is what, like, friends are, to have, because, I mean, in life, there's so many people that can, like, be trying to pull out of your tank, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think a friend is someone who doesn't do that. Like, it's somebody you can just be yourself with. Like, you don't have to, like, try to be on to listen to what they've got going on all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think because I've become such an introvert, it's so hard for me to have friends because I do feel like everybody takes something out of me because I do just want to be alone. Yeah. But I need to, like, stop looking at it that way because then I'll never have a friend.
Have you guys ever seen Young Guns with Emilio Estevez?
No.
Do you know who Charlie Sheen is?
Oh, yeah.
Is it, his younger brother, Emilio Estevez?
Do now.
Yes.
Oh, God. You guys know nothing.
He's in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's the wrestler dude on
like,
that.
Sheen is not their actual last name.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's in The Outsiders.
But Emilio Estevez, specifically Young Guns Part 1 is what I'm referencing here. So, like, if you guys have never seen that movie, so he plays Billy the Kid.
Okay.
And it's an amazing movie. Speaking of Kid Rock and country music, if you ever listen to that, you'll want to write a country song. But it's a really cool movie. So the first one, Billy the Kid is like how he became... Actually, Charlie Sheen is in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
He's in that movie briefly. Have you seen it, Josie?
I have. It's been a long time.
Rock and roll. So, or should I say country? But he basically, like, it's like Billy Kid, how he became Billy the Kid, and then how his posse, because they started as like peacekeepers. They were all deputized, his posse in the movie, and then they all become outlaws. And, like, at the end of the movie, like, one of the guys in his gang, like, gets married, and then they go to rescue another friend, and, like, he, like, leaves his wife behind for his friends. And he's like, I gotta go. Are you guys gonna come or not? And he goes, and something, like, a big concept of the movie is, like, he always calls his friend pals and stuff like that. And I've always thought about that for some reason, because the dude gave up time to be with his wife to go with his friends, and this guy ends up getting killed later on in the movie. But spoiler.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've always movie. You should have watched it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when did it come out? The 90s.
Yeah, 80s.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched that, you haven't listened to Kid Rock. All right.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Ouch.
But,
Yeah.
I realized as I said that sounded like a shot. But no, I thought like applying that to your own life. It's like, how many friends would it
take for you to leave your spouse?
No.
Would you ride to the rescue for?
Yeah.
Willing to give up everything is what I was going to say.
Like, die for.
I guess when you put it that way, what would you leave your spouse for? Which friend in your friend group would you leave your wife for, or your husband for? No, I just meant like, do you have friends in your life that you love so much that you would, like, at the drop of a hat, you'd, like, because you talked about being a loyal friend, and, like, some seriousness with that. It's like, are there friends in your life that you would drop everything for and go do, even if it meant, like, possibly harm to yourself? And because I think a lot of us say, oh yeah, we have friends. I have friends. Yeah, we have friends. But then when it comes to, like, the seriousness nature of it, like, I guess the loyalty part of it, it's like, no, the friend group gets pretty small when I start looking at it like that. Who are my real friends,
Yeah.
So,
man, what a big question. Do you have friends that you would...
I have a couple, but, like, I'm really boring. Like, I think my dad is my best friend.
Yeah,
so,
that's all right.
Yeah.
So, like, I definitely would, take a bullet for the big honcho. I thought that was a burp. I swear to you.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Was that a laugh?
Yeah, it was like a nose.
You're like,
Snort.
Yeah, just burp on the mic and made it sweet.
Just like going to a Slipknot song. Yeah, probably my dad, and definitely my wife for sure. I guess my wife. But, like, I would say out of those two, the circle starts getting real small.
Yeah.
Like, I have a probably brother, cousin, something like that. Just, like, very few friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, the question in reverse, it's like, do you have friends that would do it for you, too?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Do you guys ever think about anything to that degree, or is it not even in your, like, do you have friends in that you would consider that for?
Yeah. And I feel like probably all the friends that I feel that way for probably feel the same way about me. And, like, 2 of them are my best friends from high school, and 2 of them are my best friends from college. And I feel like when I look back in my life, whenever there's been anything in any of our lives, we've always, like, the friends who are, like, close to each other have always, like, dropped everything for that. And so
That's great.
I would like to think that they would continue to do that.
Yeah.
I believe they would. And so,
And Jake, you know,
yeah.
your husband.
Well, yeah, but
Well, yeah.
I basically take care of him already, so.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
basically dying for him anyway.
Yeah, I die for him every single day.
Golly.
We love Jake. Love you, Jake.
Love Jake. Shout out.
Shout out Jake. Yeah. And my sister. My sister's probably, like, my best friend of all time. And
Yeah.
we grew up, like, super close in age, so. I mean, there's definitely been times in our lives where she was not my best friend, but now she is, as we're adults.
Yeah.
And my brothers.
What about you, brother man? What do you think?
Do I have people that would, yeah.
Yeah, that you would do it for, that you drop,
Yeah.
drop a hat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, have at least, probably like, about 4 people.
Yeah, I think that's a solid number. I think it's, like, probably 20 is a lot of people to be
Yeah.
dropping hats for, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Maybe too much.
Yeah, you might be dropping
All of your hats
Yeah,
on your
all of the
wall.
hats will be on the floor.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. Like, I really do. I think it's great.
Julep.